Hey everybody, Shane R. Monroe here with MonroeWorld, and we have Downpoly. This is an amazing, what he's got going on is crazy. It's a mixture of digital and physical media, which lines up right up with this channel. So you guys are gonna love this. Sir, if you would.
Hey guys, I'm Joel. Downpoly is music from the TRS-80 microcomputers. I use two different sets that make up the music. The first half is gonna be the MIDI 80, which is a recent musical interface created for the TRS-80s, model 1, 3, and 4. It should work on all of them that have the 50 or 40 pin bus. This was created by Wessel. It uses an STM32 as its brain. It gives you full multi-timbral MIDI support up to 6 channels per machine. He's actually coded in a cool little spot in the software that lets you send the clock pulse out on the printer port, and you can lock up to, I think, 3 machines together to get, I think, 18 channels, I think. So you can cover the full MIDI spectrum, multi-timbral support. But yeah, so the music I do is half the MIDI 80. So I've got machines that track MIDI into modern synths, modern equipment. I think I've upgraded a few synths in the last month or so it's getting really interesting. The other half, which I don't have here with me, is done with the Orchestra 90, which is an attachment made by Radio Shack that they sent out back in the 80s that they released with the computers. The attachment's a stereo DAC, 4 or 5 channels, depending on which machine you use. And it was mainly programmed. There might have been a program that might have let you play it that I'm maybe not even aware of, but as far as I know, it was just you code up your song and then you play it back and you listen and enjoy. Well, Michael, Wessel, and George Phillips, everybody knows George for George and Peter doing the TRS-80 emulator, helped him code up a small program that lets you play the Orchestra 90 like a keyboard. And so it's essentially turned a TRS-80 into an organ, and it uses, I don't have it here on screen, or I have this, I'd have to get the software, I just don't have it with me right now. It's like the first 2 rows are one note, and the second 2 rows are the other note. And so you can only do 2 notes at a time per machine. So it's 2 poly, and that was kind of where I came up with the name, right? So most stuff you're going up in poly, how many notes can I play at once, or how much can I do at once? And this is kind of we're going down in poly. So it's a play on words, this is where we get the name from. But yeah, I mix those both together live on stage, and I've created at least 2 albums now. I've got a single out.
Yeah, let's take a look at your media here.
So when we started the project, I did the first album, and this is essentially, it's like more rockish, more rock electronic. And then when I did this album, this wasn't fully developed yet. So he hadn't released full multi-timbral support. You could only really do drums and send it to like either your drum module or a drum set. So I used the Orchestra 90 with my studio at home and did a full multi-track album. I route the Orchestra 90 through also some professional pedals and some other gear, which allows me to really spread the depth of what the Orchestra 90 can make as far as sound-wise. Like I can go a full octave down, create a nice sine bass, or I can come a full octave up and create a nice saw, screaming, screech sound. I route those through various guitar pedals and then out into a Boss IR200, which lets me emulate a lot of different guitar amps. And so I get a lot of different sounds from the system. But yeah, so that was the first album. The second album, he released full multi-timbral support and allowed me to create 2 machines sync locked together. And so this album became more electronic, still carries my rock feel. I have probably about 20 years experience in music, playing in a couple of bands over my lifetime. And I did a lot of the recording and stuff myself. So I've kind of had the experience of creating music, and I just wanted to do something that was different, I guess. More of a fun project. I will definitely say this has been more fun than being in a band. Go hate me, guys.
And I see you got vinyl here, which we're
Yes.
big fans of.
So yeah, when I did the first album, disc makers had a pretty cool deal where I could do a CD and a vinyl together as a package deal.
That's sweet.
So I picked the best songs that I thought on here, outside of my closers and openers and fillers. I picked the best songs I thought, and I call it Choice Cuts. And so it's a color vinyl. It's, I believe, 6 songs, 3 per side. And yeah.
I love that.
And so, yeah, this is the
For this.
custom color job that disc makers did for me. The light doesn't do it justice in here because there's a lot of yellow in these lights, so it kind of gives it a brown coloring.
Yeah, no.
But once you get it, like you get it outside and look at it, it's really cool. I like what they did. They pressed in the blue and the red together with it being both transparent and opaque. But yeah, 3 songs per side. I think it's the best of the hits that were on this first album. The second album, on top of adding more synths, adding multi-timbral support, all the upgrades to the software and hardware that they wrote, I had my Tandy 2000, which I've had for a long time. This was a pretty special machine that ended up coming with a lot of rare Microsoft pre-games pack release software. Some of these are just demonstration coding programs that guys like Wes Cherry and Daryl Plank did for Microsoft back in the day when they first released Windows 1.0. So we're in Windows 1.0 on this machine here. This is Superfuse. It was created by, I think, Daryl Plank, and I think I have his name right. They did put their names in the About Windows. Yeah, Daryl Plank did the Superfuse. And so what this is it just draws mathematical complex equations and then gives you a visual output. You can actually change it around and make it. I took a color filter, a Polaroid color filter, put it in front of the screen, and then I used my camera to do a live capture of video. And then also, those of you who are familiar with the RGB to HDMI, I also have that for this machine because, this monitor is not going to last forever. And those who know this computer know you have to have this monitor. It does not work with other ones. The RGB to HDMI ended up working and gives you a really nice feature to PNG screenshot pretty much anything, which allowed me to create all these neat different artworks for the album. I can actually show you. So here's the disc. Disc makers did a really good print of the different colors that I was getting out of the visuals that I grabbed there. But then also in the book, I did a really cool, fun project. Cool. So this is I would call this either a 4 or an 8K composite image. It's an image of a square, flipped, another image, flip, and then that, goes across. Same thing here, an image, flip, an image, flip. And then I took and overlaid some of these captures that came out of the software as well. And it created a really cool, nice artwork picture for the album. So everything on this album, outside of the photos of my room where I did all the creation, these are all from the Tandy 2000 machine. So I wanted to make this album like all Tandy, all really cool, something related to these computers because these really are great computers, and they're very, very much more capable than a lot of folks think. So I really love them, and I really love this project. But yeah, that's Downpoly pretty much in a nutshell. Hopefully you guys will get to come and film the performance.
Yeah, we'll be over there. So where can my viewers pick up this music? Can they hear samples? What's the best way for them to get some exposure to you outside of just this video?
So it's all, I run through DistroKid, so it's all out on Spotify, Apple, Pandora, pretty much all the streaming services and downloading services.
Great.
I don't think I'm on Bandcamp yet, so we're considering, trying to get out there. But yeah, it's on any stream. Just pick it up on Spotify and have a listen. And then I have the CDs and records for sale on my website. You can go to downpoly.com or toroommusic.com. There should be links there to the store. And then, can order them and we'll ship them out to you. It's just me and my wife, just a little small operation. So.
That's awesome. And I see you have something here with a...
Yes, business card. So this just takes you to my website. And it's a good contact card. So if you wanted to book me for a show, which I played Rubber Gloves. We played Caustic Beats Dallas out at Charlie Star Lounge and looking to play some more opportunities around here in the DFW and further. Tandy Assembly, we're hoping to be in Tandy Assembly in October. It's in Ohio, technically Kentucky, but Ohio-Kentucky border. We're going to be at the Cincinnati airports, much like this event, but I'll also be playing live there as well.
Amazing. Well, thanks so much for your time. We appreciate it, and we can't wait to go over there and listen to you play.
Yeah, thanks so much for the interview.
Thank you. So, all right, now we're going to have a little behind the scenes with Downpoly. This is his rig. He's going to show us. You just saw some footage of this concert that he just gave. Now he's going to tell us all about this cool stuff.
Awesome. Yeah. So, where do we start? Let's start over here. This is the TRS-80 Model 4. I am playing the Model 4 Orchestra 90 organ that was written by George Phillips. And it plays this little attachment. I don't know if you can get that down here. It's the little Orchestra 90 Radio Shack attachment.
Gotcha.
The original one. And he made it so that you could actually play it like a keyboard, like a real-time instrument. The original, I think, as far as I know, there's no way to actually play it like this. You would code it and then play it back and then listen to it. So yeah, that's the orchestra organ. I pipe it into the pedal board. First we go into the wall, jump over to the Mutron. We leave the Mutron and come up here to a pitch shifter, which allows me to two different variations of pitch. When the light's off, I can do a full octave down or a full octave up. And then when the light's on, I just get a cent. I think it's what they call it, a cent down and a cent up. So just like a half a note. Then it comes back into the pedal board. I come into the Blackfinger tube compressor or tube preamp / compressor and get a little bit of compression right there at the front end. I have two different distortions. I think this is germanium. And then I'm not sure which the style of this one is, more closer to the, DS1, Boss DS1. And then I go in to the front end of the virtual amp, which right now is showing to be a twin combo with 212 Celestians in them. I then send out on the effects loop stereo. So I come out into the memory man for delay and sometimes looping if I want to loop in a sound or something to go with the song. Chorus ensemble, which is just chorus times 4, I think. And then Helix phaser, which was a gift to me. I love this little pedal. It helps pop myself out of the mix sometimes when it gets buried in there.
Nice.
So that's the pedal board. I then pipe that into the mixer on its own channel. Now the rest of the goodies, we start down here. So this is the TRS-80 Model 4P. This is the portable version of the Model 4 that's up there. I have taken it and pulled it out of its plastic case, and it is bolted to these drawers. And then I just put the keyboard inside the drawer to keep them safe and protected while it's transported, so I can lock it and keep it from moving around, banging around. I do plan to put some foam in here to kind of fix that. But yeah, 2 machines. They're running Michael Wessel's MIDI 80 tracker. This is his latest version. It sends a pulse on the printer port so that I can bring in up to 2 more machines. Right now, I've just got 1. I do plan to bring a second machine in for lights, so it'll be 3 machines total. And then, yeah, when you start a song, basically, let's see if I've got them all set up right. We'll let that load while I chat. So I'll load those. Each song is a diskette, basically.
Okay.
And so I load the tracker program from LDOS, and then there's a dump file on each diskette, and that is the song data for each of the songs that I write. So when I go to write a new song, I just throw in a new diskette. Then I don't have to worry about messing up anything or having to worry about different files or maintaining a file system. So each diskette is a song. I've upgraded these to Gotex because while I still use a real floppy on this machine, using a floppy with these can become troublesome, especially if you're doing a live show and whatnot.
Yeah, no kidding.
But yeah, so we drive MIDI out, 6 channels per machine. The top machine runs drums and the lights. The bottom machine runs the music. I send the top machine out, comes first into the Roland TD6, where we're emulating an 808 and sometimes a 909. Then I pipe that MIDI back out, and we come in to the keyboard, which gives me my light control, which then loops back through the Syncussion and then into a little light controller. And all this does is it converts MIDI to DMX. So I just choose whatever note I want, how long it sustains, how long it holds, and then what color of light I want it to flick when it plays that note. So the drums help drive the lights and the drums. Music first jumps into the Blofeld, where I've got up to 16 parts I can drive out of this one machine. I haven't gotten that far yet, but one day. We leave the Blofeld, jump into the Crave. This helps me accentuate the bass lines or helps me play around with some of the music, allows me to get creative with the different sounds and waves. Then we leave the Crave and jump into my latest synth, which I'm still kind of learning, but it is the 2XM. It's Behringer's reproduction of one of the cool classic synthesizers. And so, yeah, that is the music synth part of it. And so I combine all of that here into the mixer, and then I send it down to her, and she just makes sure I don't blow anybody's eardrums.
Nice. Well, that's really cool. Thank you for going through all that with us. Appreciate
Absolutely.
that.
Yep. Machine's still on floppy for this one. Those were, but then I converted them. I still love it though. These are my favorite machines, and to bring them into the music fold was definitely something I wanted to do for a long time. So I hope everybody enjoys it.